We Learn Virtual Learning Network, a part of PCTI Group, presents before you a session on Leadership Skills Part 2. So what are the challenges in leadership? First is changing workforce. When people are changing constantly, then it is a challenge to assign right people for the right jobs. Increasing complexity. Increasing complexity as in increasing complications, problems within the workforce, clashes or fights. Decentralized working. When the work is decentralized, some people might not do the work up to your level of desired expectations. Rules and regulations. Too much of rules and regulations which are preventing people to perform their best or to work in their desired creative capacities. Increased expectation. Lot of expectations from the people around. And increased competition. Lot of competition, unhealthy competition that is making people to not perform. And the list goes on. So we should try or we should think some more challenges in leadership on our own. So way out or solution. Create relationships. Create positive relationships. Understand them. Understand people's desires. Understand people's needs, requirements. Visualize what you want, what can be the desired outcome and how it can be achieved. Share. Share your expectations, share your needs, thoughts, values, emotions with whomever you're working. Contribute. Contribute in a positive manner to the team building. Contribute in a positive manner to the way the team is constructed and the work is assigned. Participate. Make people participate. Make them to come and give their ideas and give their views as to make them a part of the group, a part of the team, and a sense of belongingness which can be created. Appreciate them for their work. Make them feel valued and a part of the group or the team. Appreciate them, give them valuable feedback. Remind them, ring a bell or remind the work which needs to be done. Recognize their efforts, reward their efforts, give them positive rewards. This will make them confident and this will make them feel positive about, and this will also keep their morale boosted and high about the work which is assigned. So leaders leading to short success, just results, or the long-lasting success. Long-lasting success, it includes results, process as well as the relationship. So all these three things should be focused on when you want long-lasting results. Short success or just results leaders cannot just focus on that. Process, relationship, forming and also the results need to be focused on by an effective leader. Respect cycle and success cycle for leadership. So this is a cycle wherein one should have respect for others. One should respect others' dignity and others' potential. Acknowledge their potential. Recognize their potential and make them do the task according to their own potential. To make them other people use their abilities well. Extract the best work out of them, make them perform well and use their abilities in the right direction in which they are interested in. Creating meaning and purpose. Creating meaning and purpose for their work as well as for their life, for their personal as well as for their professional growth. Letting people give their best. So let people to give their best in the performance and to not disappoint anyone. So this is a cycle of respect which continues, and this is a circle which needs to be followed for the successful leadership. Only then the people will feel recognized, and then fully recognizing people's contributions as well. Recognize people's contributions, reward their contributions and acknowledge their work, acknowledge their contributions. This will make them feel valued and this will make them feel respected. So this is a cycle which should be followed in every task or dealings with the people. Who says leaders are born? They are born normal. We all are born normal. Whatever we pick up, we pick here. Whatever we learn here, whether good or bad. Can be habits, can be traits. It's just that leaders pick leadership traits. Leaders pick the traits which are required or which are there in the leader. So we should pick leadership traits to become effective and successful leaders. Values-based leadership. So we have different personalities here which promote leadership in the positive manner. Values-based leadership. What is values-based leadership? It means leading from a foundation of the 5 values. Respect all persons. Be vision and purpose-minded. One should respect the dignity and value of every individual. One should have a vision and purpose in mind. One should have a vision and purpose in mind. One should be having a mission that what needs to be followed. One should be having a goal and the purpose that why a task needs to be done. One should not harm any individual or people. Demonstrate good stewardship. Demonstrate good leadership and good companionship skills. Intentionally influence the other person in the right direction and positively. So leading from a foundation of your own personal value system. So these value systems you should possess for the value-based leadership. How do these 5 values would influence your work? We have in fact 2 kinds of morality. Side, we have in fact one that we preach, but we have 2 kinds of morality. One that we preach but do not practice, and another that we practice but seldom preach. That is said by Bertrand Russell. One morality which we have, but we hardly practice that. But another morality, one we practice, but we don't preach about that. We don't give lectures on that. So here's one activity. You should identify your own personal value system. What do you value? What things do you value? Think of things that you value. Things that are important to you. What are the things that are important to you? Which do you value? The things, the habits, the qualities or the traits which define your fundamental character. The qualities or traits which supply meaning to your life and work. It could be your life, it could be your work within your organization. What can be the values, traits which influence the decisions you make in life or which compel you to take a stand in life firmly? The values, the traits, the qualities which provide an atmosphere in which you are most productive. What are those values? What are those traits? And what is that value system that you have to think and you have to analyze? What's the role of a leader? Why should anyone follow you? The role of a leader has to be encouraging, has to be inspirational, motivational. The leader should not compel people to come with him or her, but people should willingly follow the leader because they find it purposeful and meaningful. The values and character. Strong character, strong values make a strong leader and an effective leader. So the values in action, the values which you possess should also be implemented, should also be executed in action. Leaders' most important responsibility is to analyze the situation and to also make people inspire, to motivate people, to tell them that everything will be all right, and also making them perform to the best of their abilities and to the best of their talents. Leadership is action, not position. So performing, doing things in action, executing them, performing them. Sharing your power. One should also share one's power so that work is distributed in the right manner. And remember, delegate your work to whom you trust. What are the critical leadership skills? What's the biggest mistake leaders make when working with others? You have to analyze this. What is the biggest mistake that leaders make when they work with others? Either they trust people or the mistake of making wrong people do the wrong jobs. And what is the most critical skill a leader can possess when working with others? Are these the motivational, the inspirational skills? What are the top 5 things that leaders most often fail to do when working with others? The answers you have to analyze and think. that what can be the top 5 things that leaders most often fail to do when they work with others, what things they ignore or what things are ignored by them. Now here's a self-assessment wherein the behavior, percentage of time spent on each behavior, ideally the percentage of time you would devote to each behavior, 3 columns are there. First, the activity or the behavior is informing, directing, clarifying or justifying, persuading, collaborating, brainstorming or envisioning, reflecting, quiet time for thinking, observing, disciplining, resolving interpersonal conflicts, praising or encouraging. So you have to write the percentage of time you spend on each of these behaviors and what can be the ideal percentage of time that you should devote to all these behavior. Should it be less or should it be more? And after that, you have to analyze. You have to see that what is the gap and how much is the gap. How much percentage or how much time do you spend on doing all these activities and how much time should be spent by you, either less or more, by on doing all these activities. And then you should analyze what is the gap and how much is the gap and how it can be reduced or it can be made it more. So in that way you would be able to understand the gaps or the work which are taking more time out of you, and these making a self-assessment will help you to become a better leader, and it will help you to have or to possess better leadership skills and to become and to possess better leadership skills and to learn from your mistakes. Remember, leaders are also human beings. So whatever you felt here that time can be reduced or time can be made more, then you should analyze and you should set your timetable accordingly, and in that way you would be able to have an awareness of the traits or the qualities which needs to be strengthened in more in you. So these are the 10 principles of leadership. First is courage. Again, courage should be there. One should be brave enough to face things, to face adversity. One should focus on the task at hand. One should plan before doing the task, how it needs to be done and what can be the plan of action. Excellence should be focused on. One should perform the task but with excellence. Communication, strong interpersonal communication should be there. Attraction, the task, the way the way the work is done or the tasks are performed, there has to be attraction. Nurture, make people come, make people to be a part of the group, to be a part of the team. Support them, encourage them, monitor them and also see their progress. Reward them, praise them and also make them realize as a part of the group and belonging to the group. Reward them, give them rewards and give them proper praise wherever it is required, to give them accolades and to also give them proper recognition wherever it is required. So this was all about in the session for you. Thank you, and I hope you liked the session. This was all in the part 2nd of the session for you. Happy learning, we learning.